Hi guys! One of the things that you find challenging right at the beginning of your learning and throughout actually the whole journey is pronunciation. One of the most frequently asked questions is, Kasia, how do we pronounce better? How do we pronounce closer to a native pronunciation of this word, this language? And the answer is actually very complex because English is not like any other language. Why? Because English language is an international language. English language is being used by so many people, by so many nations, in so many different ways, depending where you go on the planet, that if you were to ask for literally a proper way of pronouncing one word, there will be many proper ways. So we do need to realize, guys, that we need to treat English language differently from our native language. We need to understand that, first of all, English language is different in Australia, America, in UK, in all of these places in Ireland. Wherever you're going to go, you're going to find that people speak different English, and all of these Englishes are fine, are absolutely correct. So that's first point. Second of all, guys, every native English speaker is actually used to people from different nations using this language as their second language. Therefore, there's no point in stressing out, and there's no point in pushing yourself to go crazy on pronunciation, because we will be understood. This is something that is actually expected, that we might pronounce it differently. So there shouldn't be much pressure there. I see also a completely different threat and danger here. Because I can see so many people trying to overpronounce, trying to force themselves to sound like a native. And you are not a native. And I'm not a native, which basically means that when we are trying to sound like a native, it sounds like us pretending to be a native. Only things that come naturally to us are good for communication, because when we are kind of practicing, when we are speaking to people, but we are using ourselves, our natural self, how we hear things, how we pronounce things, we seem genuine. We are genuine. We are not pretending to be somebody else. But if we are over-pronouncing something that is so difficult to hit, because one of the things that you need to understand, guys, is that to pronounce things, we need to first of all hear them well. So when we learn a different language, when we learn a second language, our ears are not accustomed to these new sounds. It will take them time to get used to recognize different sounds, to recognize and be able to separate words, and to start kind of functioning in this second reality, in this, different reality. So once we begin to hear, then we can start to actually produce the language ourselves, because we can only produce as much as we can hear. It's very difficult to pronounce anything without hearing it well. So if we want to begin to pronounce a different language, the same things happens as it happened to our ears, which is, okay, our muscles here, the muscles that are responsible for production of this new language, are accustomed to our native language. And the way we pronounce things in our native language is very different from the way that other languages function. So when you begin to speak English, your mouth, your jaw, your muscles need to get used to different way of pronunciation, which will take time. So if you are trying to over-pronounce by trying to hear something and then imitate the sound that is not yours, it immediately sounds.
Passenger Stanisław Paluch, please World Wars Google.
Not the way you would like to sound, right? It does not sound right. And anyone who's having a conversation with you will spot these areas of over pronunciation because it attracts the attention of the person that you're speaking to. So it's far, far better, guys, for you to, like, as you hear pronounce, keep on listening to as much as possible of English TV or American films. Keep on surrounding yourself with the sounds that are being produced by native speakers. And as you are going to be hearing those words, those sentences often, your ears are going to get more and more and more accustomed. And if you only keep on speaking, because the idea here is that you need to keep on producing the sentences aloud in order to communicate, in order to practice, then in turn what's going to happen is a better hearing will translate in better pronunciation. The more practice will change the way your muscles work, and you will pronounce better and better and better and better. So good pronunciation, guys, is mostly the result of continuous listening and continuous speaking practice, and it changes over time. So the way you are pronouncing things right now, like when you begin to learn, is going to be different in your second year of communication, in your third year of communication, in your fourth year of communication. But only if you keep on listening and producing. The more you immerse yourself and surround yourself with the sounds of native English programs and films, the more you will be accustomed to it, the much more likely you will be to actually begin to produce those sounds, those words, those sentences in a closer to the original way. But do please remember that English is an international language, and the way you speak it is the best way for you to speak it. And do not stress out. With time, your language, your pronunciation will develop. Just enjoy, surround yourself with English, and just go for it. Communicate as much as you can. Thank you for today, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Please remember to join my webinars. You will always find a link somewhere. Or visit me on YouTube Top Potential or Facebook Top Potential. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.